So now we have our chapter 3. Why do we need a parliament? Need a parliament. Parliament, a body which makes law. So in India there is democracy. So why people should decide? People decide. Why people should decide? As we all know, we have got independence through so much struggle, and the Constituent Assembly made constitution. They had the choice to elect presidential system of government, parliamentary system of government, but they choose the presidential system of parliamentary form of government. So people should decide that who should rule this country. That is, people only rule their country. People itself rule this country, but through their representatives. Because India is a vast country with so much diversities. So to accommodate everybody's opinion, people should decide what type of a government. Representatives. People elect their representatives, which in their form make law for them. It is by the majority, that is, who is favored by most of the people gets the chance to make laws. So now comes the role of parliament. What is parliament? Parliament is the supreme body in our country to make laws. So the first role will be make laws. And how it make laws? By accommodating the different opinions of the people. As we all know, there are 552 members in the parliament. 543 are elected and 2 are nominated by the President of India. So these 545 members, they are from different social and economic background. They are from different regions of the country. So as a sign of diversity they will represent their people who have different problems, who have different needs. So parliament is the amalgamation of different diversities in our country, and how the country's law should be made is basically this difference in the country. Executive, that is government. The government comes from the parliament. The party which holds majority in the parliament forms the government, and the members of the party forms the executive, that is the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. We have 2 organs of parliament. One is Lok Sabha, that is House of the People. The members are elected directly by the people. One is Rajya Sabha. The members are elected indirectly by the people. The next role of the parliament is control, guide, and inform the government. The executive is responsible for the implementation of policies. So the parliament control it by asking questions in the question hour. The government is directly responsible to the parliament. As long as they hold majority in the Lok Sabha, they are in the government. If they lose the majority, they are out of the government. By the laws It guides the parliament, it guides the executive to make policies. The policies are made on the basis of the laws framed by the parliament. Inform the government. Like there is an opposition party in the parliament. So if the government deviates from its path, as a mechanism of check and balance, it informs the government that this policy should be made, that there is a particular loophole in this policy. So inform the government. Who are the people in the parliament? We have different diversity of people in the parliament. There is a reservation for backward caste, SC and STs. Earlier Anglo-Indians reservation was also there, but in 2020 it was removed. Now there are talks about the women reservation, which has been passed by the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha. So we have different area people in the parliament. And certain unresolved problems, opinions are raised by different people with different backgrounds. Thank you, and this is our chapter number 3. Now we have our next chapter, that is chapter 4, understanding laws. Laws. What are laws? They are rules and regulations which the citizens, the government, or every organ of this country has to abide by. If they violate these laws, they will be punished. Laws brings equality. Laws brings fairness. Laws uplifts backward people. In Britishers era, in Britishers time, in 20th century, when the national movement was going on, when Congress was protesting against these British people, there were laws by Government of India Act 1990, by Government of India Act 1935. So the nationalist or the freedom fighters used to protest. So according to the Britishers, they used to violate law, and one of the common laws was Sedition Act 1870. It was the Britishers who introduced rule of law in our country. That is, nobody is above law. Only one aspect of rule of law was implemented in this. The other two aspects were not implemented. That is, public offices are open for all people. Everybody should be treated equally. So those two aspects were not implemented. How do new laws come from? They come from, like, parliament has a diversity of people. So the laws come from these people, the problems, because it's them who knows the ground report, and they keep the problems in the parliament that is discussed, and on the basis of that laws are framed. Now we have popular and uncontroversial law. Unpopular laws, the laws which plays a major role, but they are not so much in the limelight. Like most of the people don't know certain laws, but some are controversial law. Like recently going on, CA was a Citizenship Amendment Act, which rose certain strikes in the country. So they were controversial laws. The hearing is going on in the Supreme Court of India. So we can keep it in the bracket of controversial laws. And recently the Lokayukt Act, the Lokayukt ordinance passed by the Kerala government, that is a controversial law. So we can keep these laws in the controversial laws bracket. So laws are essential for governance of the country. On the basis of law, the representatives are criticized, that is a member of parliament, and parliament performs its representative functions by making law. Thank you so much.